Hi guys, Trader Stewie back with you here again for another video. I just want to do a quick video on a question which I got a couple of days ago about someone asking me what triggers a buy. For example, how do I know when it's time to enter into a trade? Okay, for example, for me the best way to explain this is to go through an actual trade that we did recently and see exactly why I decided that it was time to buy this stock. So for let's take this stock symbol is CAAS. This is a stock that we bought about I think about a couple weeks ago for a trade. And as you can see here from this chart, I'm just going to walk you through exactly what I saw in this chart here that got me excited to get into a long position. First of all, what you want, what I'm a momentum trader. I am a trend trader. I like to enter trades that go with the current trend. I do not like to fight a trend. I do not like to try to short tops. I don't like to predict where tops take place so I can short, and I usually don't like to predict where bottoms are so I can enter into a position. This is not really my style. I know some people do really well at it, but this is not really my style. I more go with the trend. I like to go I do not like to fight the tape. I like to go with the current trend of the tape. So for example, take a look at the stock CAAS. You can see it's been in an uptrend for quite a few months now. You can see it has a nice predictable uh, way of moving. For example, it will rally, will consolidate, pull back, rally, consolidate, pull back. Same thing again here. Rallies, pulls back, rallies and pulls back and consolidates. So it's a relatively predictable stock. The only thing now you need to ask yourself is where do I need to enter this position so that I can enjoy the rally phase and not sit through a pullback phase or a consolidation phase. So this stock, what grabbed my attention to it, a few days ago was this pattern right here. Is when I saw, as many of you may know, I love to trade momentum, and I love to trade, and I love volume. For me, volume is the key to. I would never enter a stock without looking at volume first. To be honest with you, volume is actually just important, if not important, then more important than price action. So I like to enter a position. Um, Forget when I first saw the stock, we were the stock was sitting was on this candle right here. So ignore these candles right here. Ignore these right here. Just focus on this. When I first saw the stock, here's what I saw. So, and yeah, like I said, I promise you guys I'll do a video on how to draw trend line, how to spot patterns, because I think this is one of the most important things about trading is a trader's ability to spot patterns, because that's really the fundamental reason behind why I enter trades is pattern. You have to be able to to have pattern recognition. If you can't spot a proper pattern, then you might not be sitting on a good trade. Part of being a good trader is being able to spot a pattern before the pattern becomes very, very popular among other traders. So you want to enter when it's least obvious and then exit as it becomes more obvious. For example, here's what I saw. You can see here, if you kind of like look very closely, you can see the stock here. There was a series of highs where the stock was connecting. You can see here one high, two high right here, a third high right here. Okay, and you always want to keep track. You always want to keep track of where the highs were, and you always want to connect trend line to connect highs, because that's your resistance points at that point. That's resistance. Okay, and now what I do here is I look at these highs right here and I try to connect. Right? I'm looking at these highs here and I'm connecting and I'm bringing it down. I'm connecting this important low here, and you can see why it was an important low, because look at the volume. See that? So the stock reverses. It hits 16, which is we're near the 50-day moving average, and it's rising. Note that the 50-day moving average is rising. 200-day moving average is also rising, which tells you that the stock not only is in an uptrend, but it's in a very strong uptrend, because you can see here how they're rising, and they're rising quite nicely. So it just shows you that the stock is in a very powerful uptrend, and you probably don't want to be fighting the stock. You don't want to be shorting the stock as it's rising. Chances are you will get stopped out for losses. But anyway, as you can see here, look at the volume here on this reversal. So this tells me that now we have a pivot. See that? Now we have a higher low in the making. See that? So now the stock rallies, moves higher. It tops out around right here, right where that trend line is, and it comes back down. Test the 20-day moving average right here, and you can see this is where the stock got my attention. It was on this day right here. It was on this day right here. And you can see how you can tell the volume patterns here have been picking up nicely. On up days, volume was high. On down days, volume was low. And you can see here. So I should buy. This to me triggered a buy right around right here. And this is where I started posting it on a Chartly blog. That's where I posted it to my subscribers to enter the position as a buy. And again, the stop loss was around right here. So you enter a stock here around 20. Stop loss here around 19 or so. And you just give it $1 for the stock to work, probably no more than that, and you can see how the stock just took off after that. But basically, I entered the position. What triggered a buy for me was the volume patterns. This told me that the stock was going to break out any day now, any minute now, pretty much. And you enter a position. You want to buy before the breakout happens. If a breakout is imminent, when I look at a chart like this, when I see the stock moving here, connecting highs, connecting lows, now we have a higher low. Stock rallies, now we even have another higher low right here. You want to buy right here before the breakout happens. If a breakout is imminent, why wait till the breakout? Why wait till it hits here? Why wait till it hits over 21? Why not buy at 20, enjoy the ride, enter a trade when it's least obvious, and exit it as it becomes obvious to other traders? Because by then it's too late. The move is the meat of the move has already happened. So you want to be able to exit at that point, not looking to enter. So I always like to my number one goal ideally is to try to enter a stock before it starts to break out. But I have to be confident, reasonably confident in my analysis that a breakout is imminent. So I hope that makes sense. Um, and I'll try to do a little bit more videos in the future about the same subject because this really is a really good question. And there's more than just one way to enter a trade. This is just one example. Sometimes I do trade breakout. Sometimes a market forces you to trade breakout because a market is favoring breakout trades. You know, but ideally, if I feel like a breakout is imminent, I want to enter before the actual breakout happens. Remember, you want to enter when it's least obvious and exit when it becomes obvious. Okay, thanks guys.